Waking up's not something I particularly enjoy. It's never easy. It's only hard for about 15 minutes or so. It helps to remind myself that it's just part of the grind. It's what I have to do to pursue my goals, which far outweigh the inconvenience along the way. There are a lot of things that I do as part of my routine that are not particularly fun or enjoyable, but are all worth it in the end. During practice, I actually use a lot of visualization, and most of what I think about is I just imagine myself in races. A race that I've been in before, one that I'm making up in my head, imagining a scenario that, motivates me. It doesn't necessarily matter how far the race is. It doesn't really matter what your time is at the end. It is just purely a race.
Behind him, and he says, "I want the gold. I'm the Olympian in this."
It's about who touches the finish pad first.
Easily, it's Alex Meyer.
I think about Fran Crippen and him pushing me along during workout, and I think about my family and my friends that support me, and I think about all the things that inspire me. Every other day, I do the Vasa routine at Logic Pool upstairs. If I get in the pool right afterwards, I feel a really strong connection with the water. I feel great in the water, actually. I had this epiphany moment one day during practice where I didn't feel like I was swimming very well, and I just kind of imagined myself training on the erg and just trying to keep my elbow a little bit higher and hold more water and push all the way through, and it really helped my stroke in the reverse way. Normally when you're on the erg, you're thinking about trying to mimic your stroke in the pool, but this is the opposite of that. I was in the pool and imagining myself doing a workout on an erg. I think that just goes to show how well both the dryland swim-specific training on the Vasa and swimming in the pool complement each other really well. Breakfast is by far my favorite meal of the day. I really look forward to finishing practice and coming home and just making a huge, delicious breakfast for myself. I like to cook a lot of my own food at home. I eat, for the most part, pretty healthy food. Try to use as wholesome ingredients as possible. The training that I do at Seiko is basically functional training. I'm working all of the muscle groups in my body to make me a more just well-rounded athlete in general, more durable and more resistant to injury. It's important to not lose sight of what you want long-term, but at the same time to be able to focus on the moment and focus on what's next, what's ahead of you, and what you're doing that day and what you're doing in the present moment, whether it's a 50 or just a set in a workout. I actually think that, I'm one of very few athletes that really does a substantial portion of their training by themselves. And it can be a drag sometimes. It can be hard to get motivated. It can be, there's some negative things that come with that, but being able to push through and to do that and to work hard on your own with nobody watching you, with nobody racing you, no one timing you, that takes a lot of mental fortitude. We have an endless pool on deck at Harvard. It's a basically open water simulation kind of training. There's certainly a cumulative effect when you're swimming in the open water or the endless pool without the mini break for flip turns. It doesn't seem like a lot. It's only a couple seconds where you're not stroking, but it actually really has an effect over time. Right now we're out at Walden Pond in Concord, and this is where I come and train. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined, and that's Thoreau, and that's what I'm doing. I believe in dreams, and I'm really passionate about my dreams and about encouraging people to pursue their own. Pursuit of a goal or a dream is something that has united me with a lot of my friends and a lot of the people that are close to me, and doesn't necessarily mean just in swimming, but it's something that I value a lot and is near and dear to me, and I share with a lot of my closest friends. I've realized how important recovery really is, especially for me, how it really is a part of your training and requires just as much diligence and focus and attention as the workouts that you do in the pool or on land. When I'm here, and I try to be done by, by 5 or 6 in the afternoon or evening, and I really try to prioritize things outside of work. In this episode of MTV Cribs, I'm going to show you my little back room, art room thing over here. This is what we call the cave. One of my most prized possessions. Old school. It almost encourages me to write letters, and I always use it really whenever I can. I do really enjoy the space back here, and I do things besides just swim and train.
You're looking for. I seen her when you jumped at me, live from behind the door, and looked into my eyes. Your little starstruck in the windows.
So in this episode of MTV Cribs, I'm going to show you.
Shining through the crack in the window pane and numbs in my brain. And the sunlight shining through the crack in the window pane.